Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. You are watching the Lyon Varsity Girls basketball game versus the West Lyon Wildcats. The starting lineup for each team, starting with the Generals, will be number 11, Sydney Richardson, number 21, Ari Nuncaster, number 23, Kelly Greenfield, number 30, Michaela Block, and number 32, Abby Boss. We'll be back in just a minute with that West Lyon lineup, and the game will start. Starting lineup for the West Lyon Wildcats. The starting lineup for the West Lyon Wildcats will be number 3, Madison Grotwold, number 5, Haley Knobloch, number 15, Kennedy Kramer, number 31, Brooklyn Meyer, and number 33, Madison Hagee. In the starting lineup for the Lyon Generals will be number 11, Sydney Richardson, number 21, Ari Nuncaster, number 23, Kelly Greenfield, number 30, Michaela Block, and number 32, Abby Boss. Thank you for tuning in to the Lyon Varsity Girls basketball game versus the West Lyon Wildcats. About to get started here in just a minute. Coming into this game, Generals are 0-13, Wildcats are 5-5. General's going to be hungry for that win tonight, so it's interesting to see where that energy is going to take them. Wildcats ball on the tip-off. Passing around the outside, bounce pass into post, goes back out. Couldn't quite find the opening there. Back down to post. Back out to the outside now. Wildcats swinging around, looking for that look in. Not quite there for number 15, Kennedy Kramer. Wildcats really looking for that look in. They find it there. With 2 points for the Wildcats by number 31, Brooklyn Meyer. Nooncast going to bring up the ball for the Generals right now. Ball's going to swing it down low, then pass it over back to Kelly Greenfield. A foul on the play there. Looked like it's going to be Generals ball, so looks like a kick on West Lyon. Kale Block gets trapped under the hoop. Couldn't quite find the post up there.
Yeah, Generals falling into the trap of getting a little bit too congested down inside. They want to be careful that they make sure that they're spread out so that there's room to make those passes.
With such a powerful player as Michaela Block down there, I think that is an easy trap to fall into, and they'll have to learn from their mistakes here. Shot goes up by Greenfield and quite there. Gonna be Generals ball there.
Newcastle to pass the ball in for the Generals. Not many options looking open right now. She'll be forced to throw a long pass. A little bit sloppy there, and that's going to lead to it being the Westline Wildcats ball.
Wildcats so far this year proving themselves to be a pretty powerful team, having going 5-5 so far this year. So like I said earlier in this game, the Generals are going to be hungry for a win, so they're really going to have to pull out all the stops to pull that win away from the Wildcats.
Yeah, definitely. The Wildcats looking for a few wins here to get some momentum kind of going into the postseason. Maybe try to make a run, win a few games. Generals are really going to need to be on their game today if they want to be able to win.
Shot not quite there for number 3, Madison Grotwold. Shot goes up by Richardson, not quite there.
Generals being really aggressive on defense there, and it'll lead to them getting a very nice steal. Nooncastle now going to bring the ball up the floor.
Because they're looking around for some options. Wildcats throwing that tough D right back in their face.
Excellent defense by the Wildcats. Yeah, as soon as the Generals are picking up their dribble, the Wildcats are on them like glue, not letting any passes get through, and I think that's going to be an effective defensive strategy for them going forward in this game.
Foul on the play there, Generals ball. Substitution going in, number 41, Rebecca Rinkenberger going in now. Because there decides on Michaela Block, who goes down to the post with Kelly Greenfield, who puts it in. That'll be 2 points for the Generals by Kelly Greenfield.
Really like what Kelly did there on that play. Got her defender on her back and then did a nice spin away to her dominant side, so she was able to get a nice little hook shot there. Very nice.
Meyer tries to go up for the shot there. Contested by the Generals, though. Another contested pass by the Generals that will result in a steal for him.
Second steal in a row.
Shot goes up by Boss. Seemingly no good. Richardson ends up with the rebound there. Block out down low, asking for help. Decides to go out to Nooncastle. Boss seems to be contemplating trying to take that shot again. Generals really need to get something going here to get some action right here.
Coming into tonight's game, Boss does have the highest three-point shooting percentage on the team at 37%.
Shot goes up by Greenfield there, and couldn't quite find it.
Really aggressive defense there.
Greenfield's really,
Greenfield.
yeah, especially by Greenfield. She just tipped the dribble there.
Honestly, looking really strong here on defense for the Generals so far.
And the bounce pass down to block. Couldn't quite find Richardson down there. Shot goes up by Noonkester. Not quite there for her. Wildcats ball. Shot goes up. Couldn't quite make it fall there. That shot was by Haley Knobloch. Couldn't quite make it fall there. General's ball now.
Looks like the Wildcats are in a high 1-2-2 kind of press here. Maybe trying to get some half-court traps on the Generals.
Shot goes up by number 3. Couldn't quite find it there. Number 3, Madison Grotwold.
There's going to be a foul called on the Generals. Kelly Greenfield.
Number 15, Kennedy Kramer at the line. Going to shoot some free throws. Kramer, 60% from the line so far this season. First one goes in for her. Steichen to go in for the Generals now. Second one falls for Kramer there.
Yeah, so now with 3 minutes to go in the first quarter, Generals down by 4. The score is 62.
Steichen is up for a shot. Couldn't quite get there for her, but Greenfield gets the rebound, gets a nice putback there.
Yeah, great positioning by Greenfield, being right underneath the hoop to get that rebound. She read the shot and was able to be in the right place at the right time, get that nice putback.
I think it's a strength of Greenfield. You know, you see a lot of that of her just being in that right place to get a putback or get the ball into the hoop there.
Yeah.
More free throws for the Wildcats. This time, number 5, Haley Knobloch. Knobloch so far this year, 35.3% from the line. Knobloch makes that one fall. Newcastle going to bring it up. Steichen gets trapped up there.
Risky pass, and that's going to get picked off, leading to some fast break for the Wildcats. And they'll be able to capitalize. A nice little layup there by number 3, Madison Grotwood.
Another trap up there, this time on Noonkester. She managed to get it over to Greenfield, though. Couldn't quite complete the play there, and that's going to be tipped out of bounds.
Generals looking a little bit uncomfortable in that press, but they did have some options open. On the backside, Kelly Greenfield had no defenders on her at all. She was right on the block, and that's really a shot that she's not going to miss.
Greenfield up from the inside. Not quite there for her. Looks like a push foul on the Wildcats. General's ball. Deep down to Michaela Block. Block possibly, maybe looking to get it in there, but stolen by the Wildcats. Goes down to number 15 at post. 2 for the Wildcats by number 15, Kramer.
Nice cut by Kramer. She was able to sneak behind the defense, get to the block, and that really helped her out. Generals able to break the press that time. Wildcats settling back into what looks like a 3-2 or a 2-3 defense.
Said earlier, Wildcats really playing some really tough D on the Generals right now. As soon as they pick up that dribble, they're on them like white on rice.
I could not agree more. That is a great way to put it. The Wildcats have done an excellent job of getting a trap set and then not allowing any open passes to be there. and also getting the hands in the face, making sure that the Generals aren't able to see any openings that are undoubtedly there, especially if they're going to go into a double team trap.
Boss tries to go up for the layup there. Tipped by Wildcats. Going to be Wildcats' ball.
Generals got to be careful. They're starting to slip in the score here. It's currently 13-4 with just under a minute to go in the first.
Shot goes up. Not quite there for number 25, Hannah Cruz.
Boss a little bit slow getting up, but he's going to walk it off. Yeah, that is something of note. The Generals are down a few players this game. They only have, I think, four currently available on the bench. So they want to be careful, make sure that they don't get injured because there aren't really that many substitutes to come in.
And Generals team has been known to, they not a lot of rotation going on the court there. I think that's just due to. I think as a whole, boys and girls, Generals just have some great energy and stamina out there. But like you said, if you that all goes away if you risk injuries.
Yeah. Yeah, the boys team for the Generals has quite a few subs that they are able to sub in due to just a number of players, but with the girls they've been a little bit lower in numbers this year, so they've had to really work on stamina a lot in practice.
Generals going around the outside, try to get it down to Boss there. Generals seem to recover that pass there. Bounce pass into Boss. Tries to go right before the buzzer, couldn't quite make it fall. End of the first quarter, the score is going to be Generals 4, Wildcats 15.
So the first quarter, I think the Generals came out. They looked really strong on defense. Back on defense while the Wildcats added on the pressure, and I think that's what led to the lead that we're looking at now, again with the Wildcats at 15 and the Generals at 4. It's going to be Generals ball, Kelly Greenfield to pass it in.
And I was looking for that look inside, not focusing on those long range shots. Blocking to go up with it, not quite there for. It's gonna be recovered by number 25 on the Wildcats, Cruz.
Kramer at the top of the key, calling out a play.
Wildcats going around. Cruz with the shot from corner. It's going to make that one fall. It's going to be 3 for the Wildcats by Cruz. Newcastle looking for that. Tries to shake the defender going in there, but couldn't quite make it happen.
For the Wildcats, Cruz, who we saw took the 3 on their last possession, comes into this game leading the Wildcats in 3-point attempts. So definitely someone that you want to keep an eye on defense for the Generals.
Wildcats going around the outside. Cruz back down in the corner. Couldn't quite complete that pass there. It's going to be Generals ball.
it'd be really nice for the Generals to be able to get a basket here, get some morale going early on in the second quarter.
I think so, but that really gets underplayed. That scoring heat, a team gets on that roll, they get a little hot, and then the points just start falling. Caleb blocks and takes some free throws here. Caleb blocks so far this year, 36.4% from the line.
First shot is up, and it rattles out of the rim that time. Alexis Huff in for the Generals. Gonna let Richardson take a break. Block's second shot is up, and after a few nice bounces, she gets the roll.
Something we said about Huff, that with the few minutes I've seen her play so far this season, she really seems to come off the bench with a lot of offensive energy. So we'll just see that here a second, if that comes through.
Yeah, well, hopefully we can get those free throws to benefit the Generals as far as momentum goes. A lot of winning comes from morale, and they'd like to get the ball rolling here, start that comeback.
Wildcats going outside the arch here. Cruz down low with the shot again. Gonna make another one fall there. However, the Generals, I'd start closing off that shot for Cruz. She's proven herself to be kind of a shooter, especially down from the corner there. That seems to be a popular shot of hers.
Well, I did say that she came into tonight's game with the highest number of three-point attempts, but not the highest three-point percentage. If the Generals are going to start to worry about someone from three, they should worry about number 31, Brooklyn Meyer. She's shooting 50% from behind the line. Meanwhile, who are we talking about?
Cruz.
Cruz, yeah. Cruz is only shooting at 30% from behind the line, so if the Generals really want to watch for a threat, it's probably more.
Strangely though, Meyer, so far this game, she's been in almost the entire time. Haven't seen a lot of offensive action from her, especially, which is odd considering that she's the Wildcats' leading scorer.
Yeah, comes into tonight's game averaging 15 points per game. Interesting, yeah, like you would point out that she only has 2 points so far. Kelly Greenfield going to pass the ball in here for the Generals. Blocked down low.
Gonna be tipped by the Wildcats. Comes out of the grip there.
Newcastle gets back on D. Nice stop there by her to get back. Good hustle.
Boss with the open shot. That one's gonna fall for Boss.
That is just what the Generals wanted coming out of that timeout. Hopefully that'll be able to get that momentum going like we talked about.
Yeah, nice three from Boss there. Nice to get the points starting to fall again. Gonna go down to Meyer. Couldn't quite make it fall there with Meyer.
Well, if the Generals haven't been scoring much this game, they've been doing a pretty good job of rebounding. Interesting travel call there.
I think you're right, especially with on both sides of the court, they've been good with rebounds. Down to Maya for a second try there. Couldn't quite complete the pass, and it's going to get stolen by Boss. Newcastle bringing it up for the Generals. Newcastle bounce pass down to Greenfield. Greenfield up with it. Not quite there. Covered by Meyer.
Deep pass by Meyer. And she's going to look for the three. No good.
Meyer coming to this game, proving herself to be a good post down there. And we just saw that she opened up for that three there. She's only made about half of her three-point attempts. Shot goes up by number 15, Cruz. Or sorry, excuse me, Kramer. Couldn't quite make it fall there. Meyer going to pull up for another shot, this time inside. That one's going to go in for, it'll be 2 points for the Wildcats by Meyer.
General's got to watch out for her. They do not want to get Meyer rolling, especially with how many points she's proven herself able to score. If they want to get back in this game, they got to make sure that they shut her down.
Greenfield going to go down low. Couldn't quite get the put up there. Richardson playing some tight D, but
Newcastle gets set up and gets the charge call on that play. Great hustle there by the Generals. Quite a few substitutions for the Wildcats.
Newcastle almost gets trapped up there. Tries to pass over to Greenfield. That's going to get tipped by the Wildcats, but it's going to go out of bounds.
Great anticipation by Wildcats number 21, Emma Meyer. She definitely saw that pass coming and was able to read that and almost got away with a fast break steal there.
Greenfield going to go straight to the hoop there. Not quite there for her.
Tipped by Brooklyn Meyer, and she's going to bring the ball down the court.
Shot goes up by Rinkenberger. Not quite there for her. Three goes up by Taylor Rentschler. That one's going to fall for the Wildcats. Newcastle are going to get trapped again up at half court. That press seems to be really working for them. I think you had a great prediction there, Joshua. Like you said, that press is going to be used for trapping the Generals up at half court, and it really seems to be working for the Wildcats.
Yeah, since the Wildcats haven't played that press, the Generals have only been able to squeak out just 4 points, and it's been really, really effective so far. So nice job by the Wildcats.
Cruz going to go find a hole straight to the hoop there. Not quite there for her, but she's going to pull out 2 free throws.
Number 25, Cruz at the line. Coming into tonight's game, Cruz is shooting at 35%. And she gets the second one to drop straight to the net. Current score is 28-8.
Ball's going to get trapped up there at half court. Generals almost managed to get it back to him. Grotwold tries to go up for the put up there. Not quite there for her, but again, she's going to pull out 2 free throws for the Wildcats now.
Yeah, that's going to be a foul on number 21, Ari Nooncastle.
Grotwold 59.4% from the line so far this season.
And gets the second one to drop. The Wildcats really taking advantage of those free throws. It's helping them grow their lead.
Richardson and Nooncastle both playing some tough D. Wildcats almost got some more points there, but they managed to get them out of bounds, and that's gonna be General's ball.
There's a minute 30, just over a minute 30 to go here in the second quarter. And the score is 8-30, Wildcats lead. Well, we've seen a lot of hustle out of the Generals today.
I was just going to bring that up. You know, a little earlier we said that they were really aggressive under the hoops on both sides. And I think with the two fouls the Wildcats just pulled out there kind of shows the line you have to straddle between being aggressive under the hoop and not being too aggressive under the hoop.
Yeah, I think the Generals maybe need to watch out. They don't want to get completely out of control, but the passion they're showing is what they're going to need to continue to get better in future seasons. Something that I don't think we've talked about much really is truly how young this Generals team is. They only have one senior, and that's Mikhail Block down there, who just gave a really nice pass.
That's going to be 2 for the Generals by Greenfield. But I think you're right. Joshua. They are a particularly young team. And I think as the years progress, we're just going to see them get better and better, especially as we get some of those newcomers coming up.
Yeah, down in 8th grade, the 8th grade girls team has been, from what I've heard, doing really well in tournament play and playing really well together. So that'll be exciting to watch as this young team moves and grows up together playing basketball.
I think if the Generals right now can be some great leaders going forward, I think the Generals can really prove to be a great team coming up in the future.
Rebecca Reichenberger with her second free throw there, and
Reichenberger 0. Those are her first free throw attempts of the entire season.
Something going on here. Looks like there was
a push by
some contact.
Number 23, Kelly Greenfield.
That's her third foul of the game. Not good news for the Generals, as she is their leading scorer coming into tonight's game. Greenfield averaging just over 13 points per game.
Meyer going to go up with it. Contested by Block and Boss there. She's going to draw the foul. And she's going to go to the line.
Meyer, who we already mentioned was the leading scorer for the Wildcats, is actually a 6'2" freshman. I was not ready for her to be a freshman. She's out there. She looks just as big as any senior that you'll see. So very impressive play out of Brooklyn Meyer. A little bit of a different foul there on number 5, Knobloch. It's going to send Richardson to the line on the other end.
Richardson so far this year, 53.3% from the line.
Can't get the first one to drop.
I mentioned the Generals are a particularly young team. Richardson herself, a freshman.
She does get that second free throw, and it looks like maybe a lane violation. It's going to award her yet another chance here. Second shot is up, and gets that one to fall.
Going to bring the Generals score up to 10 right now. Still looking at a 21-point deficit.
Just under 50 seconds to go here in the half.
Wildcats going to pass through on the outside arch here. Meyer goes up for a shot. Oh, excuse me, not Meyer. Cruz goes up for a shot. Excuse me.
Generals really hustled on the floor there, but it's not going to pay off. Meyer with another block.
A little pass under the hoop there from the Kramer to Grotwald is going to result in a Wildcats 2 points. Stolen by Kramer there.
Great anticipation on defense. Great anticipation on defense by the Wildcats. That's how they're getting all the steals. They're seeing where a pass looks like it's going to go, and they're running to that spot, and they've been right a lot. Quite a few steals so far in this game for the Wildcats.
Travel by Grotwell there is going to result in General's ball.
5 seconds to go.
General's going to have to put up a shot here, make something happen. Possibly not.
Could
Foul
be-
on the play.
Or no, it's a travel on,
Oh, excuse me.
Brannigan. Just 2 seconds to go. Looks like it's just going to be a nice little half-court shot. Ooh, really close. Off the front of the rim.
Goes up by Grotwell there. Almost in. I mean, that would have been... It's something to see, I suppose, but not like the Wildcats really need it.
Yeah, they do have 33 points compared to the Generals 10. We're gonna have to see what adjustments both teams make at the half, and yeah, we'll join you soon. Stick around.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the second half of the varsity girls basketball game, Sibley Cheatham Generals versus the West Lyon Wildcats. Coming into the second half here, the score is Generals 10, Wildcats 33. Richardson really looking for a pass inside there, finds it with Greenfield. Greenfield's going to go up for it. With 2 points for the Generals by Greenfield. First points of the half there. Earlier we talked about how important it is to get those points falling early and get kind of that scoring streak going. Wildcats going to pass it around the outside here. Gonna find a shot with Kramer, not quite there.
Wildcats able to get that nice putback.
Boss gonna drive under the basket. Goes for the, not quite there with the under the basket shot there.
Looked like a reverse layup, just didn't quite get to the reverse part.
Cats again looking for that inside there. Find it. Gonna make that one fall with number 33, Haggy. Haggy also gonna go to the line for free throws here. Haggy so far this year, 55.6% from the line.
Could be her first points of the game. She gets a second shot to drop as well. Boss is going to pass the ball into Newcastle, and she's going to bring it up the floor, and let's see how the Generals adjust to this press.
It's going to get stolen away from the Generals by number 15, Kramer. Couldn't quite get the breakaway to fall in there.
Gertwold gonna pass the ball in for the Wildcats. Oh, nice play by the Wildcats. Can't get the shot to drop, but excellently designed play. Got Meyer a nice open shot under the basket.
Generals taking any precautions they can not to get trapped up at half court again. They're passing the ball around up there, and I think that's exactly what the Wildcats want them to do, so they can tip that ball and get the fast break down there to the basket.
Well, the Generals do I think need to pass the ball, but it's the way that they're passing the ball that's costing them these turnovers. They're being a little bit sloppy, and they're not really coming to the passes as much as they're letting the pass come to them.
Like we said earlier, I think the Wildcats really have a talent in seeing where the passes are going to go. And I think they're capitalizing on all the factors there.
Yeah, it's definitely been a major asset to their defense being able to get all these steals. It gives them all those extra possessions and extra opportunities to score.
Tried to get a bounce pass into Heggie down there. Couldn't quite get it though.
Newcastle just barely steps out of bounds as she's trying to evade that trap by the Wildcats.
I think either the Generals, like we said, are going to have to start cleaning up those passes up top, or really lean into those, getting down the court really fast so they can't set up that press.
Yeah, that is something. If they're maybe able to take the ball on, and get the ball inbounds really quick and not give the Wildcats time to get settled into the press, that would maybe help it to be a little bit shakier and easier to break.
Brooklyn Meyer, the freshman, at the line again. But didn't quite get the first one to fall there. Second shot also not good. Going to be covered by Michaela Block.
Newcastle looking for her options and finds one.
Boyd's getting trapped down there. Boss with a shot. Not quite there for it. Gets covered by Meyer. Meyer's going to go down to Grotwold.
She's going to draw the foul. Foul's going to be on the Generals, number 21, Nooncastle.
Grotwold, a senior at the line right now. 59.4% from the line. Few subs going in for the Wildcats. Number 41, Rinkenberger, and number 25, Cruz going back in. We see Generals taking some precautions not to get caught up there. Try to go down to Boss, but that's gonna get tipped by the Wildcats.
A nice rebound there by the Generals.
Boss gonna go really contentious down there. Couldn't quite get that shot up.
Looking for a foul, doesn't get called, and it's gonna be Wildcats ball once again. Grotwold bringing it up. Pass over to Kramer, then gets it inside. Oh, that was an open shot. Rebecca Rinkenberger capitalizes.
Greenfield's going to take it over. Gets it down to Boss. Boss going to go into the hoop. Not quite there for her. Greenfield puts it back up. Not quite there for Greenfield either.
Block. A little bit slow getting up after that one.
That was a little rough going right under the hoop there. I don't blame her for that one. She was in kind of caught between a rock and a hard place there.
Yeah, a little bit tangled up, going for the rebound. Seems to be okay walking off. We'll see if that injury comes into effect later on in the game. So we've seen some bright moments and some kind of shaky moments from the Generals on offense here. The Wildcats defense has been impressive, to say the least, with all their anticipation stuff. But we have seen the Generals break it pretty cleanly a few times. It's just a matter of getting that consistency.
I think so. The Generals kind of came out of the gate what it seemed like was going to be strong here in the second half with a score right off the bat. But that really hasn't come to fruition yet, that kind of streak. And like I said, I think the key for the Generals, if they're not since they're not much of a deep team, and in terms of players, is to really keep that stamina and energy up. And I think that might be starting to falter here in the second half. They're losing offensive and defensive energy. Shot goes up by Boss. Not quite there for her.
I agree, and especially with all the fast break that the Wildcats have done this game, it's been pretty difficult for the Generals to keep that high energy to be able to have an effective offense. I think since the half, the Generals have scored 2 points. The score is 8-2, with the Generals having 2 and the Wildcats having 8. And yeah, they're gonna have to really try to break this press and be able to turn that around.
It's going to be a push called on the Wildcats there. Also a substitution going for the Wildcats. Myers coming back in. Generals setting something up. Go down to Block at the post. That'll be 2 points for the Generals by Block.
Nice little entry pass there by Nooncastle from the top of the key. Saw that Block really had Meyer, I think, was guarding her. Yeah, had her sealed off nicely, and was able to get the pass down inside for a nice finish by Block.
Yep. I wouldn't really doubt Block's ability to get anybody kind of back down and sealed off down at post there.
She's definitely been one of the more physical players on the Generals team so far this season, I think.
I think part of that is her experience as a senior.
Yeah, she is kind of that senior leader on the team, and as that leader, she's been really trying to set the intense tone so far, I think.
Wildcats going around the outside. Finally going to get it down to the post with Meyer down that post, excuse me.
There's going to be a foul called on number 30 for the Generals, Michaela Block, who we were just talking about.
Wildcats again passing around the outside of the arch there. Grotwold going to go in with it. That one's going to fall for Grotwold.
Boss recovers the ball for the Generals.
Yeah, Kramer tries to get a hand in there and manages to do it, but it's going to be ultimately recovered by the Generals.
Wildcats did fall back into man, but still not letting off on their intensity. Another nice anticipation play by Grotwold for the Wildcats. Going to lead to another layup. Grotwold is leading the Wildcats in scoring right now in the game with 14 points.
Another bounce pass into Block. That one wasn't quite there for Block.
That's going to be a foul on Abby Boss, the freshman for the Generals. It's going to be her second of the night.
Knobloch and Rentschler going back in for the Wildcats right now.
Generals able to get a steal. Boss on the ground there for the Generals. And it looks like Block's rest might be short-lived. But Boss walking it off. We'll see. No, actually Alexis Huff gonna come back in for the Generals.
Newcastle going to take it easy coming up the court right now. Newcastle looking for an opening, going to find it with Greenfield. Greenfield going to drive in, up with it. 2 points for the Generals by Greenfield. Well, I think as much as Michaela Block is a leader as a senior, on the skill definitely in basketball. So I think that'll make her rise to the top as a definite leader on the Generals.
Yeah, as we see the Generals, the current freshmen now, and then the 8th graders as they move up, it's Greenfield who is going to be kind of their senior leader, I think, in years to come.
Yeah, Greenfield and Alexis Huff really the next oldest constant varsity players after Block. So yeah, they're gonna have to be the leaders coming up. And Brannigan Station, excuse me, I forgot about Brannigan Station as a junior.
About 20 seconds to go here in the third quarter. The Wildcats have extended their lead over the Generals with the current score being 45-16, 29-point deficit.
Greenfield gets contentious down at post there. He's going to pop it back out to the outside. Newcastle tries to bounce it between the defender's legs there.
Almost got it.
Would have been a pretty slick play if that worked out there.
Generals again trying to work the ball down to the block. And Greenfield gets the shot up and in. So a little bit more scoring here in the third quarter. Progressively through the game, the Generals have been scoring more and more each quarter. Now in the third, they scored 8 points as compared to their 4 points in the first. And then their 6 points in the second. So their offense has been progressively steadier, and this game is just not quite at a level that is going to be able to match the pace of the Wildcats.
That's right. And I think this is just really gonna be an exercise. This game is gonna prove to be an exercise in control for the Generals. Like we said earlier, there's that fine line you have to balance, but on offense and defense, with being like I said earlier, aggressive under the basket. And I think this is really just gonna be an exercise in finding that line, and straddling it well, and finding that energy on offense too.
Yeah, the Generals have been doing a good job of that, and also I think what they're going to need to do to cut down on this lead as we move into the fourth quarter is going to be to show some control over the ball when the defense gets tight, because a lot of times they look a little bit nervous, and which is understandable being with their age and stuff.
I think so. And I think it's also understandable given what a strong defensive team the Wildcats have proven themselves to be in this game.
Nice put back there by Meyer. She's up to 8 points on the game, with Newcastle now bringing the ball up the floor for the Generals.
Newcastle making some kind of call up there before she crossed half.
Block really working hard to get open down there on the block, but isn't going to be able to make that basket that time.
She does get past Maya and go up for the shot. That would have been a good opportunity for her, but that just couldn't quite get the fall there.
And once again, we've got Newcastle bringing the ball up the floor for the Generals.
Making that same call.
Block double teamed. Almost gets it to fall.
That double team, I think that Wildcats might be starting to pick up on the opening block down at post there. So it looks like Newcastle is going to drive straight to the basket.
There's going to be a foul on the ground. It's number 15 on the Wildcats. Yep, number 15, Kramer.
Going to block on the outside this time. Going to bounce pass it into block. Up and over the hoop. Greenfield gets the putback, not quite there for her though.
She does draw another foul on the Wildcats. It's going to be the Wildcats' 5th foul of the half, and Haley Knobloch's 3rd foul of the game. Brings Greenfield to the line.
Greenfield 61% from the line so far this season.
And sinks her first one. Greenfield at 11 points on the game, but she does have 4 fouls, so she'll have to be careful on defense not to give up any extra playing time here.
Gets the second one to get in there. Bounce pass down to Meyer. Meyer's going to go up.
That looks like it. Yep, that's going to be called a travel. Wildcats setting up in man defense now.
Bounce pass down to Boss. Boss going to go in with it. Manages to get it over to Greenfield. Greenfield gets a put up, not quite there for her.
Brooklyn Meyer proving to be just a beast down there on the block to get a shot up against. She's just so tall. And those long arms. She's been blocking everything tonight against the Generals.
As a freshman, I think as that skill improves, she's going to prove herself to be a really good ball player.
Oh, for sure. Definitely an up-and-coming threat in the Lyon Conference here. Boss working hard down low to get open. Not quite able to make the shot. And it's going to be recovered by the Wildcats.
Shot from behind the basket there. Those are always hard to make.
Always impressive when they fall, though.
Definitely. Kramer gets 2 points for the Wildcats there.
Maybe we'll get to see one of those behind the back, or not behind the back, behind the backboard board shots at some point this season. They are usually pretty rare, though.
Reinschler and Cruz going back in for the Wildcats. John's going to go around the arch here. Give it down to Greenfield. Greenfield goes up with it. That one's going to fall for Greenfield.
Yeah, that's that move that we saw earlier in the game. Greenfield looking to her kind of spin to the dominant side.
And those will work for pretty much anywhere inside the arch there. Reinschler going to be at the line for the Wildcats. Reinschler so far this season, 50% from the line with only 2 attempts.
That'll be really nice.
So another powerful move by Block down low there. That's going to result in 2 points for the Generals.
Generals really on a roll now. Back-to-back possessions scoring.
That's right, really cranking up that scoring in the final quarter here.
Yeah, I think looks like they've pretty much, for the most part, kept pace with the Wildcats in the fourth quarter. Definitely something to keep the heads held high about.
Wildcats going to go ahead and take out number 33, Madison Haggy. She had 4 fouls. And replace her with number 55, Riley Knobloch. Newcastle making a call up top. Bounce pass down to Block. Block couldn't quite get a handle on that one. That's going to get stolen by the Wildcats. Tries to get a pass down under the basket there. Gets broken up.
A good hustle by the Generals, but they were just kind of a little bit on top of each other. Got tangled a little.
Shot's going to go up by Cruz. Not quite there.
3 minutes and 40 seconds to go in the fourth quarter. Current score is Wildcats 54, Generals 24.
Knobloch trying to use some of that sense where the ball is going to go there. Couldn't quite get the pass broken up. Cruz going to go all the way to the basket.
Gets rejected by Boss. That'll be her second foul of the game, I believe. No, it wasn't a foul on Boss. They're gonna give her that rejection. Still gonna be Wildcats ball as they work the ball around the arc.
Shot goes up by Reinschler, not quite there for her.
41, Rickenberger with the putback.
Newcastle going to try to shake the defender to go in. Goes back out to Steichen. Steichen's shot falls short. General's trapping number 35, Lapka, outside the arch there. She manages to get a pass that's going to go out of bounds.
So looking ahead as we as we hit the later stretch of the season. After tonight's game, the Generals are going to be playing Boyden Hull at home, and then Sioux Center at home again. Whereas for the Wildcats, they're going to have George Little Rock at home, followed by Central Lyon on the road.
Greenfield's going to go all the way to the basket. Up with it. Not quite there for. Struggle for the ball. It's going to be a junk ball. Wildcats. Oh, excuse me, Generals.
Just over 2 minutes to go here in the fourth quarter.
Boss looked like she was going to pull up for the shot there. Decides to go inside. Not quite there for her.
A little bit of a kicked pass there.
It's going to go right off like a block down there.
Knobloch looked like she was trying to get a pass across the lane, but there's block was in the way and got a leg out.
Knobloch with a put back, not quite there. Another one. That one's going to fall in for her.
These are going to be Riley Knobloch's first free throws of the season as she comes into tonight's game. It's her 5th appearance. And she gets it to drop. Shooting 100% of the season.
Like you said a little earlier, General's looking at a few more home games coming up later in the season in a row. I think that that might help them get that first win of the season, just because of the home court advantage. The energy is much higher out there for them.
Yeah, they really have a great environment to win. Of course, we've got the pep band, and we've got this excellent gym, and which is very full right now. It's definitely going to be difficult to find a seat, at least on the home side. Visitor side also pretty full. And I think it's that environment that is maybe going to be able to help them get that win, like you said. Yeah, in tonight's game, the Generals have been shooting 23% from the field. Meanwhile, shooting 86% from the free throw line. So they've been really capitalizing on the free throw line, whereas their shots from the field, they haven't been quite as effective. Then on the other side of the court, we've got West Lyon. It's shooting 47% from the field and 64% from the free throw line.
I think so. I think as we round up the game, just want to spotlight a few Generals players who we might not have given some attention to. Richardson, Noonkester, Station, and Boss all making admirable attempts out there this game. They've had their moments. Every player has their moments out there, especially tonight. And I think sometimes those get overlooked.
Yeah, definitely. The hustle that's been shown tonight is definitely encouraging for the Generals going forward, as they continue to go up and complete more games, and hopefully that hustle is going to continue to show off and make them competitive going forward, not only through the end of this season, but also into the future seasons like we've been talking about. Just under a minute to go here in the fourth.
Number 35, Caitlin Lapka at the line right now. Caitlin Lapka. These will be her first free throw attempts of the season.
A lot of firsts here tonight. First one won't drop, but maybe she gets second.
Station gonna go in for block here as we round out with about a minute left. Block was sitting at the top of the Generals fouls with 4. her and Greenfield both. I might add.
Rebecca Reichenberger going to get that rebound. Boss flashes up to the elbow. She's going to get a pass down low to Greenfield on the block, who is going to be able to draw foul.
Looks like that foul was on number 55, now block.
First shot for Greenfield is up. No good. Looks like there's going to be another foul called. Maybe a lane violation. That's going to give Greenfield another free throw here.
Now as we round up the game, I'm just going to take a moment to plug all the SO streaming and SO media social media pages. Follow also at SO_streaming on Twitter. We're also on Facebook at SO Media. On both those places, we'll have live updates of scores, and of course, what you can watch us here on YouTube.
Yeah, definitely. I would recommend unsubscribing. You know, you're sitting down. You wanna watch some TV maybe, but you also wanna keep an eye on the game. Well, we've got that social media right there for you. And as the final minutes wind down, it's gonna wrap up the game with the final score being 61 for the Wildcats and 26 for the Generals. Stay tuned for that boys game.
Yeah, we're gonna invite you to stick around for the Cibolo Cheaton boys versus the West Lyon Varsity boys basketball game.
Hello everyone and welcome to the boys portion of the stream tonight. Coming up here in about 5 minutes we'll get started with the boys game of the matchup of the Generals versus Lions. Beginning of season, Generals pulled off a win against the Lions with a score of 72-67 at West Lyon, and I guess we'll see how this game goes tonight and who will take on top. Stay tuned, about 3 more minutes we'll be announcing the starters for tonight's game. Alright, for tonight's lineup, for your Sibley Generals, it is starting number 14, Thomas Jordan Sr., number 21, Lane Tangeman, a senior, number 22, Rylan Marco, a senior, number 33, Grant Brower, senior, and number 35, Caleb Mayer, a junior. And for West Lyon Wildcats, we've got number 11, Logan Meyer, a junior, number 13, Jalen Gramstead, a junior, number 23, Josh Van Beek, a junior, number 41, Zach Van Beek, a sophomore, and number 43, Jackson Meyer, a freshman. It's coming in his game. Generals packing on four seniors and 1 junior. West Lyon having a little bit younger team, starting 3 juniors, 1 sophomore, and a freshman. West Lyon lost all their starters from last year's season, and their first 2 off the bench as well, so they've got a young roster, which this season they're coming in 3-7. Generals coming in 7-5 into this game, so West Lyon really younger team building a program for future years coming up. Like I said earlier, beginning of the season, Generals started off the season by beating West Lyon by 5 points, 72-67 at West Lyon. About 40 seconds here till we get started, and I will tune into you guys in a bit. go. Tip off. West Lyon versus Sibley. Generals win the tip off. Graham Brower with the ball now for the Generals. They're dribbling down and looking for the pass back out. Marco from the free throw line. 2 is good. 2 points for the Generals to start off the game. Generals starting out with a press against West Lyon. West Lyon skip pass down to the paint. Goes up with it. Just goes out of it. Tangiman goes for rebound. Buckets and knocked down. West Lyon with the ball now. Levin goes up with it. And no good. Brower there for the rebound for the Generals. Fast break up the court now. Brower recovered. Mayer recovers after Brower tips it off his foot. Marco up with the 2. Just knocks out. Mayer goes for the rebound, but picks up his first and team's first foul of the night. Lions with the ball now. Generals with a tight. Looks like there will be a foul called in Generals. Number 22, Rylan Marco. His first foul of the night, team's second for the half. Gramso taking out the ball for the Wildcats.
Wildcats swinging the ball around the outside.
Zach Van Beek goes off for the floater, and it's good. 2 points for the Wildcats.
Brower's going to take that 3. No good there. It's going to be out of bounds there, General's ball.
Brower with the ball for the Generals. Marco's going to drive in. Back out to Tangerman. Tangerman up with the 3, and it's good.
Awesome play there by the Generals.
Wildcats break the press.
Mayer with the rebound there.
Looks like there'll be a foul called on number 11, Logan Meyer for the Wildcats. His first foul of the night, team's first for the half.
Number 14, Thomas Doden, going to inbound the ball for the Generals.
Brower with the ball now.
Doden for 3. It's good. Wildcats getting down right down in the lane there. Going to be a charge called there.
Charge is called on number 23, Josh Van Beek. His first foul of the night, team's second for the half. General's looking to get something going. Pass around the top key right now. Doden looking down low. Nothing open, though.
Brower's going to drive in. Back out to Doden.
Mayer up for three. No good. Lions with the Wildcats with the rebound. Shot up. Josh Van Beek is good. 3 points for the Wildcats.
Tangerman now bringing the ball up for the Generals.
Gets picked off by Zach Van Beek, who's going to drive in, but misses the layup. Josh Van Beek with the rebound. Goes back up with it, and it just rolls in. 2 points for the Wildcats. 1 point game here with just under 4 minutes remaining in the first quarter. Brower's going to go up for three. No good.
Just left that one a little bit short.
Jackson Meyer there for the rebound. Zach Van Beek goes up for it and scores 2 points for the Wildcats.
Doden at the top of the key. Mayer driving baseline.
Marco up for three. No good, though. Meyer with the rebound. Logan Meyer. Kick out to Gramstead. Back down to Logan Meyer. It's going to go up, and it's good. Timeout called in the Generals, as Generals are now behind by 3 points. Good score 8-11. Like we said, beginning of the season, very close game throughout the whole game, really. Wildcats did have a comeback towards the end of the game when they first played at West Lyon. Resulted in a 5-point game at the end of the game. West Lyon losing by 5 points, 72-67. This will be no easy matchup if it is anything like the first game, and Generals will really have to show their effort. And this is not a team to sleep on, even though they have a current record of 3-7.
Tangerman going to bring the ball up for the Generals here, coming back into the game after that timeout there.
Tangerman hands off to Brower, hands off to Mayer. He's going to drive in, but gets disputed. Brower drives in, goes in for the layup, gets fouled on his way up, and will be shooting two from the line. Foul is on number 13. Jalen Gramstead for the Lions. His first foul on the night, team's third for the half.
Brower shooting 65.1% so far this season. Gets that first one to drop.
Second shot's going to go up, and it goes in. Lions down low. Jackson Meyer goes up for two, gets fouled on his way up. Shot goes in, and we'll be shooting one shot. Coming into this game, Jackson Meyer shooting 73.3% from the free throw line, and proves that by making his shot.
Brower bringing the ball up for the Generals here. Off to Doden. Off to Tangerman. Off to Jagger Johnson for two. Can't quite get it in. Wildcats pushing hard to break that press there. Got it done. Swinging the ball on the outside. Down in the middle there.
Jackson Meyer goes up with a no good. Thomas Doden there for the rebound for the Generals. Driving up the court now. Lane Tangerman's going to drive and kick out to Doden. Generals looking to get something going here. Foul is called on the Lions. Foul is called on number 21, Josh Finbeek. Trevor Ranke. That is his first foul of the night. Team's fourth foul for the half.
Brower looking like he's looking to drive. Oh, passes up to Tangeman. Tangeman over to Johnson. Johnson back to
Cody
Marco.
Brower drives in. Picks up a foul, though. Another foul on the Lions. Number 13, Jalen Gramson, his second foul on the night. Team second and a half. Jalen will get pulled out of the game.
2 fouls in the first quarter already. That's quite a bit.
Zach Van Beek comes in for him.
Carter Brower going to drive back in there again.
Gets picked off by the Lions. Lions go up with it, and it's good.
There's Gavin Lorenzen.
Intended to drive in, but thumps the ball and turns it over. Caleb Huser with the ball now. Down to Logan Meyer. Logan Meyer goes up, no good though. Carter Brower there for the rebound, gets fouled on his way up. Fouls on number 21, Trevor Ranke. That is his second foul on the night. Team 6 for the half already.
Wildcats really putting a lot of fouls on the board early this game.
Ranke gets pulled out of the game to his second foul already.
Brower up for 3. No good.
Lions looking to get a shot off here in the last second. Drives in, but gets blocked.
Wow, excellent defense there by the Generals. Excellent defense.
And that will draw an end to the first quarter of this game. Current score 10-16. Generals sitting with 3 team fouls. Lions sitting at 16 fouls. Generals down 8-11. When the coach called a timeout, noticing that they were down. Generals now down by 6 points. Intensity is definitely there for both teams, and this will not be a cakewalk for either of them. Both teams are definitely going to have to show their A game throughout the rest of the game if they want to take home the win. I have a feeling that if both teams keep up their effort, then this will be a very good game throughout the whole game.
I agree. If the Generals play with that intensity that they're known for as a team, they can definitely stick right with the Wildcats, who also are known for playing a very hard game. Wildcats going to start the second quarter with the ball here.
Logan Meyer gets up it, no good. Grant Brower there for the rebound.
Grant Brower pushing hard into the lane. Jump shot. Not quite there.
Jackson Meyer is going to drive all the way down the court. Josh Van Beek looking to get something going. Josh Van Beek with a 3 for the Wildcats. Josh Van Beek currently leading the Wildcats with 8 points so far this game.
Marco driving in there, dishing back out. Brower at the top of the key now. Pump fake. Off to Johnson. Up to the top of the key to Mayer. Mayer's going to drive in. Nothing there. Passes out to Brower. Marco driving in with the jump shot.
No good. Josh and Beek there for the rebound for the Wildcats. Zach Van Beek up for three, no good. Johnson there for the rebound for the Generals. Carter Brower drives in.
Blocked.
Wildcats the rebound. Josh Van Beek driving up the court. Pulls up. Goes for two. No good. Johnson there for the rebound. Passes to Brower. Brower driving up the court now. Grant Brower drives in. Spin move. But
Going to be a foul there.
he'll be shooting two from the line. Foul is called on number 43, Jackson Meyer. That is his first foul of the night. Team's 7th foul for the half. Excuse me. That foul is called on Aaron Mielberg, his first foul of the night.
Brower gets that second free throw to fall for him. Brower goes up for that after the steal and gets another foul called on him. Going to get another 2 shots here, it looks like.
Brower's first shot is good.
And the second one is good as well. General's not putting on a press. Looks like they might have him trapped there. Nope, he was able to get out of it. General's playing some really high speed, intense defense here now.
Wildcats looking to set up a play. Tries to pass down to Logan Meyer, but gets tipped by Grant Brower. Pass down to Jackson Meyer, goes up for two, but gets fouled by Thomas Doden. General's crowd does not seem too happy about that call there. That is Doden's first foul of the night, team's 4th foul for the half.
In all honesty, that was a pretty tough call to make. I mean, his arms were straight up, but he did go into him pretty hard, I suppose.
Jackson Meyer's shot is good.
Brower's going to bring the ball up for the Generals. Mayer now with it. Back up to Doden. Doden over to Rylan Marco.
Generals.
Mayer driving baseline.
Mayer picks up a charge on that one. That is Mayer's 3rd foul for the night. Team's 5th foul for the half. Mayer's going to get taken out knowing that he's a crucial player to the team. Wanting to save him for future parts of the game. Generals are going to pick up the ball, steal the ball from the Lions, pass down to Thomas Doden, who's going to go for it and score 2 points.
Excellent play there by the Generals. Going to be a timeout here. Really close game here yet. During this timeout here, it's only a 6-point differential. Generals with 16, Wildcats with 22.
Generals there with a really good play. Watch that play in 3. Generals with the ball now.
Marco down in the corner there, looking for some help. Now Doden with it. Over to Tangeman, almost stolen but saved. Doden with the ball again now. Brower. Off to Tangeman, back to Brower.
Generals trying to get something open but can't seem to find a hole anywhere. Skip pass to Janice.
Marco going to drive in. Spin move. It's up. No good.
Rebound by Zach Van Beek for the Wildcats. Logan Myers going to drive in. Spin move, go up for two, and it's good. Generals down 8 points now with just under 3.5 minutes left in the first quarter.
Doden with the ball at the top of the key here.
Screen for Brower. Brower goes up for two. No good. Wildcats with the rebound. Drives all the way in. Pass over to Logan Meyer. Logan Meyer gets around and will put 2 more points on the board for the Wildcats.
Brower bringing the ball up for the Generals.
Generals looking to get something going again. Down low to Marco. Marco kick back out to Doden.
Marco's going to drive in from the top now. Tangeman driving. Out to Doden. Doden's going to drive baseline. Changes his mind.
Down low to Marco. Marco picks up a foul. Now one foul is called on number 43 for the Wildcats. That is Jackson Meyer. That is his first foul on the night. Team's 10th foul for the half. Marco will be shooting 2 free throws from the line. Coming into this game, round shooting 38.9% from the free throw line. First shot does not go in. Second shot, also no good. Wildcats with the rebound. Wildcats setting up a play now.
Swinging around the outside there. Down low, stolen. Brower's going to take off hard with that one. He's going to go up with it. Nope, he's going to kick it out. Brower with the jump shot. No good. General's really starting to struggle to get shots to fall.
Zach Van Beek with the ball for the Wildcats. Down low to Lorenzen. Heiser with the shot for the Wildcats, putting 2 more points on the scoreboard. Generals now down by 12 points with just over 1.5 minutes left here in the second quarter.
General's really going to have to pick up that intensity, really start getting them shots to fall. That's I think their main issue right now is that they're getting the shots up. They're just not quite, they're not all falling like they need to.
Yes, Westline with a tight defense that have been showing. Generals are definitely going to pick up the intensity on offense. Seems to be taking them a while to get a shot up, and when they do get the shot up, they just seem to not be dropping right away tonight. And I guess we'll see if they can get something going a little bit sooner there on offense and get some more shots to drop.
Tangeman playing the point guard there. Sorry, Carter Brower playing the point. Brower with the top of the key now. Now off to other Brower.
Johnson up with the 3, and it's good.
Maybe that's the kick we needed for the Generals to get some momentum behind them. Maybe that was the push we needed.
9-point game now. Wildcats with the ball. Wildcats looking to get something going.
Stolen, and Brower's going to take off with it again.
Brower goes up for it. Should be some sort of foul, maybe, is what the crowd is thinking, but there's no foul called there. Heiser up for 3 for the Wildcats. He's good.
Tangeman now going to bring the ball up the floor for the Generals. Marco driving in. Foul there. Sorry, Carter Brower. Fouls on number 43, Jackson Meyer. His second for the night. Team's 10th for the half.
Carter Brower's first shot is good. Coming into this game, Carter Brower shooting 76.9% from the free throw line.
Very good free throw shooter.
Second shot is also good.
Free throws are really going to play a key pivotal role in this game, as close as it is.
Wildcats with 10 fouls. Generals will be put at the line anytime they're fouled now, so all free throws will be crucial.
And that double bonus, especially getting 2 shots automatically instead of a 1-and-1. 10 seconds left in the first half here. General's really going to try and get a shot. Tangeman up for 3, and it's good. Sorry, Carter Brower. Carter Brower.
Carter Brower with the 3 there.
And the buzzer beater by Josh Van Beek is good to end the half.
3 more points for the Wildcats, and wow, what a half.
What a shot, what a half.
Generals currently down by 10 points coming to the end of the first half, 24-34. End of the first quarter ended 10-16. Only a 6-point game, but West Lyon picking up their intensity, pulled off a 10 points lead. Like we said earlier, 5-point game is all Generals won by the beginning of the season when they first faced West Lyon, and this is no team to sleep on, and both teams will definitely have to show their intensity. West Lyon showed up with that right away at the beginning of the game, continued throughout the first half, and Generals have to pick up their intensity if they would like to win more than the Wildcats over second half. Dance team will be performing now, so we'll catch you guys after the performance to the beginning of the second half. About 2.5 minutes left here at halftime. To the second half will start of the boys' game. Current score 24-34. Generals down by 10. Like we said last game that they played each other, Generals only winning by 5 points. Close game, all game. Wildcats really showing their effort at the end and not giving up, but Generals just pulled off the win. Generals down by 10, not making very many shots, but Wildcats doing very well field goal percentage wise, shooting 80% from the 3-point line. Graham Brower currently no points from the field, only points from the free throw line. A crucial player to the Generals team, which is showing with their 10-point loss at the moment. Number 23, Josh Van Beek, currently leading the Wildcats with 11 points. Caleb Mayer getting taken out of off the court for the Generals after he picks up his 3rd foul in the first half. Crucial player as well to the Generals, definitely hurting them. As Generals come out, just a minute left till the second half starts. We'll see how the Generals' intensity increase and if the Wildcats come back with the intensity that they showed during the first half of this game. Both teams very well in the game. Generals currently missing one of their players tonight, Trevor Doden, that is. He was there to fill in whenever Mayer was taken out of the game, which tonight may be a scenario where they definitely could have used him down low as a post. Generals currently shooting 33% from field goal range, 80% for free throw, 50% for 3-point. Wildcats shooting 59% from 2-point, 80% for the 3-point range, 64% for the field goal, 100% from free throw range.
Generals going to start the second half with the ball here.
Doden with the ball. Over to Brower.
Brower over to Mayer. Mayer back to Brower. Over to Tangeman. Down to the corner to Doden. Generals really swinging around the outside of the top of the key here, looking to get something going. Brower up for 3. No good. A little bit long on that one.
Tangeman with the rebound down to Mayer. Mayer gets Wildcats jumping.
Excellent and one there by Caleb Mayer.
Mayer got him up in the air, went right into Logan Meyer, number 11 for the Wildcats, picking up his 2nd foul in the night.
Gets that free throw to drop, making that a 3-point play for the Generals.
Generals with the press, but Wildcats break it. Generals will pick up a foul. Foul is called on number 21, Lane Tangeman, his 1st foul in the night. Team's 1st foul for the half. Pass over to Logan Meyer. Logan Meyer's going to go for 2. Mayer with the tip away from him, though, on the rebound.
Tangeman slowing the ball up. Going to drive in now. Round marker going to drive down now. Tangeman for 3. And not quite. Just about. Bounced around for a bit up there. Crowd's upset about something there.
Down low to Logan Meyer. Lane Tangeman tips it, though. Goes out of bounds and will still be Wildcats ball.
Logan Meyer for 2 there, down low. Brower bringing the ball up now.
Down low to Marco.
Marco's going to try and go up with it maybe. Nope, he's going to kick it back out to Tangeman. Mayer down in the corner now. Up to the top to Doden, over to Tangeman, down in the other corner to Green. Brower.
Brower back out to Doden. Doden back down to Brower.
Brower down low, looks like he's looking for a shot there.
Pulls up from free throw line, no good. Jackson Meyer there for the rebound for the Wildcats.
Generals now currently only down by 9. Slowly but surely closing that gap up a bit.
Logan Meyer goes up for 2. No good. Caleb Mayer there for the rebound.
Going to bring the ball down the court at high speed. Tangeman now down in the corner, up to Doden. Doden over to Brower. Brower down to Mayer. Mayer's going to drive baseline. Off to Brower. Stolen maybe? Nope, jump ball.
Foul is called on number 33, Grant Brower. That is Grant's first foul of the night. Team's second foul for the half. Wildcats going to push. Logan Meyer's going to up for 2, and it's good. Logan Meyer, powerful player down low for the Wildcats. Definitely proving himself with 10 points currently. Just following Josh McBeek with 11 points for the Wildcats.
Doden now with the ball for the Generals. Down in the corner to Mayer. Up to the top of the key to Marco. Marco not wanting to take that open 3 there. Marco's going to drive in. Oh, out to Doden. Doden up for 3. It's good. Excellent ball movement by the Generals there. Kept swinging it around, and eventually a shot opened up for him. Putting some really hard pressure on the Wildcats here. Up for 3 there, no good. Brower with the rebound. Marco going to drive. It's up. Fouled. Going to take 2 from the line there.
Marco's first shot, no good.
Second one no good. Wildcats get the rebound. Number 25, Caleb Heiser with the rebound there.
Gramstead up with a 3, and it's good for the Wildcats. Generals now down by 11 points.
Really going to need some intensity here. Really going to need to pick up the pace on offense and slow them down on defense as well.
Mayer down low. Skip pass to Tangeman.
Tangeman's going to look to drive. Not quite there. Almost took a shot there. Over down to Marco, and it's up and it's in. 2 points for the Generals.
Marco right over Meyer there for the Wildcats. Definitely aggressive player down low for them.
I think the key to the Generals catching up here is going to be if they can pick up their defense a bit. Stop those powerful post players from getting the ball down on the block.
As well as making a few shots dropping offense. Generals not really dropping many shots on offense. Percentage pretty low coming into the second half, and not really that great second half either, but a few more shots to drop, picking up the intensity both on offense and defense will definitely help them overcome this lead that the Wildcats have over them.
Absolutely. Mayer down in the corner now.
Foul. It's called on number 33, Graham Brower, his second foul in the night. That is team's third for the half. Jager Johnson's going to come in for Caleb Mayer on the Generals. Wildcats with a nice pass down low to Ranke. He's going to get 2 more points on the board for the Wildcats. Generals still down 11 points. Going
Johnson
back and
up
forth
for
here.
3. Not quite. Doden with an amazing save on that rebound there. Amazing effort, amazing speed there.
Tangeman driving, go for 2 and just goes in.
Excellent drive there.
Ranke's going to get them jumping up in the air, but just misses them. Goes over 2, does not make the shot, and it will be a turnover on the Wildcats. Generals ball.
You know, one thing I've noticed watching this is both teams really play well together. None of the individual players on either team are really selfish. They're really good at moving the ball around and really good at playing as a team. That's definitely playing an aspect in this game. Looks like Brower's going to go up for 2 there, and it's in.
Generals with the press. Wildcats break it to half court. Brower with the tip. Logan Myers going to try to drive in. Johnson with a great defense there. 3 made by Heiser for the Wildcats.
Back up to being a 10-point game there for the between the two.
Looks like there will be a foul called on number 12, Bo Jenis. That is his first foul on the night, team's 4th for the half. Wildcats break the press down low, wide open to Jackson Meyer. Generals will call a timeout. Generals down 12 points here with just over a minute left in the third quarter, and wow, Wildcats have showed up with the intensity. Generals getting a few points on the board, but Wildcats coming right back with the defense as well as dropping a few points on offense. Generals finally getting some points to drop. Not shooting that great from the first half. Generals currently shooting 42% from the field goal range. Wildcats shooting 61% from the field goal range. 58% from 2-point. 67% from 3 points. Generals only shooting 40% from 2 points and 45 from 3-point range. Wildcats 100% from the free throw line, but Generals with 69% from the free throw line. Brower, one of the key players on the Generals. Third quarter and currently only has 2 points from the field. Carter Brower with the ball now for the Generals. Mayer's going to drive in back out to Johnson. Looks like there'll be a foul called on the Wildcats. Number 43, Jackson Meyer. That is his fourth foul on the night. That is the team's 3rd foul for the half. Carter Bauer's going to drive in. Just misses the 2. Fights for the rebound, but loses it. Wildcats recover the ball. Looking down low. Logan Meyer. Logan Meyer's going to go for 2 over Mayer, and it will just roll in putting 2 more points, sending the lead by 14 points.
Generals really needing to pick up the intensity on offense here. Really need to get some shots to fall. Johnson and Jennings back and forth a little bit. Mare's going to go up for 3. It's good.
Back to an 11-point game here with
Generals putting on a hard press here.
Wildcats not getting the last shot to go off. And that will draw an end to the third quarter of this game.
Wildcats with an 11-point lead now.
39-50. Generals sitting at 14 fouls. Wildcats with 3. Like we said earlier, and we keep on saying, 5-point game is all the game was last game. Generals coming out kind of slow there. First half, picking up the intensity a little bit. Second half, finally getting some shots to drop, but Wildcats still with the high intensity, great percentage of shooting and responding to the Generals making their shots.
Generals really need to turn on the afterburners here and really get her going.
Generals currently sitting at 38% from the 2-point range, 50% from the 3 points, 43% from the field goal overall, and 69% from free throw. Wildcats sitting at 58% from 2-point range, 67% from the 3, 60% overall from the field goal, and 100% from the free throw. So overall, Lions getting a great percentage of shooting throughout this game, while Generals lacking a little bit.
They're getting the shots off. They're just not quite getting them to drop. A lot of really near misses, too. A lot of really close ones that just wiggle out.
With an 11-point game here, 8 minutes still left in the game. Generals very well in it, but intensity will definitely have to pick out throughout the rest of the game if they want to pull off this win. Down low to Logan Meyer. Logan Meyer goes up for 2 right over Mayer, and it's good.
Rylan Marco bringing the ball up Carter Brower bringing the ball up for the Generals. There, Johnson out in the corner, up top to the key to Mayer. Mayer looking for some help there, lost his dribble. Finds Brower. Stolen there by the Wildcats. Pass intended for Caleb Mayer from Carter Brower. Wildcats up for 2, but it's no good. Generals grab the rebound. Johnson down low. Going to be a foul there. Looks like it's going to be a reach-in on the ground. Reach-in foul there on number 23, Josh Van Beek. That's his 3rd foul for the night. Team's 4th for the half.
Mayer's going to drive baseline, go for the reverse layup, and it's good.
Nice little play there by Mayer.
Josh Van Beek up for 3, no good. Carter Brower there for the rebound for the Generals. Driving up the court now.
Gonna press down into the lane. Gonna go up with it, and it's in. Generals starting to pick up some momentum now.
Now only a 9-point game with just over 6.5 minutes left in the game. Timeout called by the Wildcats. Generals pick up intensity here. Now only a 9-point game. Very close game. Generals still very well in it. Intensity still going to need to pick up just a little bit in order to pull off that win.
They keep getting those fast break layups. That's going to be a real quick way to catch up.
Coming in this game, Wildcats only 3-7, Generals 7-5. But Wildcats, with their intensity that they come out of this game, have definitely proved themselves that they are just as good as the Generals. Younger team Wildcats have. Generals with upperclassmen-based team, but Wildcats really, really showing their intensity throughout this game. Wildcats looking to set up a play here.
Doden tips it, keeps it in bounds. Generals grab that one.
Great hustle there by Doden.
Brower looks like he's going to drive in. Back out to Carter. Carter up for three. Not quite. Can he grab the rebound? Wildcats grab the rebound.
Logan Meyer with the rebound there for the Wildcats. Mielberg up for three, no good. Grant Brower there for the rebound for the Generals.
Brower down to Mayer. He's going to go up with it. Down in the lane. And it's in. Now only a 7-point game. Generals starting to really lock that intensity in.
Tries to go down low, but gets tipped by Carter Brower there. Great tip by him.
Grant Brower almost pulls up there, decides against it. Hands off to Tangeman, who drives. Out to Doden. Back over to Tangeman, over to Brower in the corner. Up for three. Not quite.
Grant Brower still struggling to get shots to drop this game. Still with only 2 points from the field. The crucial player usually for the Generals.
Brower averaging 18.1 points per game. Really not showing that tonight. Having a bit of an off night here.
Currently only sitting with 8 points throughout the night. Josh Van Beek with the ball. Wildcats looking to get something set up here. 3 seconds in the paint called on number 33, Aaron Mielberg for the Wildcats. Turnover, Generals ball. Crowd seemed to be cheering for that one for quite a while, but finally got their wish and got it called.
Seemed like he was sitting in that paint for quite a while there.
Down low to Grant Brower. Grant Brower tries to pass over Mayer, but gets tipped. Recovers it.
Doan down in the corner with it. Up at the top of Keaton Mayer. Across to Tangeman. Down to the other corner to Brower. Brower up to Mayer. Mayer pump fakes, drives in. Out to Doden. Doden over to Tangeman.
Generals looking to get something going here. Mayer up for three.
Oh,
no good. No Generals
just
there for the
bounces
rebound
out.
of that one. Just giving it to the Wildcats, I guess. Wildcats looking to get something going. Generals with a tight D now. Only a 7-point game with just under 3.5 minutes left. Generals picking up the intensity. Jackson Myers going to drive in for the Wildcats and is going to score 2 points. 9-point game now with just over 3 minutes. Generals call a timeout. Generals picking up the intensity there at the end of the game. Wildcats trying to get something going.
Generals really need to keep that intensity up. 3 minutes is a lot of time in basketball. That's plenty of time to make up those 9 points that they're down by right now.
Generals are going to have to top the intensity the Wildcats have been showing throughout this entire game. Starting to get a few shots to drop now.
If the Generals' intensity is going to peak at all, now is the time it needs to happen. Coming out of that timeout, there are just over 3 minutes left in the fourth quarter here.
Both teams sitting at 14 fouls.
Grant Brower going to drive in and go for the jump shot.
Looks like there will be a foul called on number 35, Caleb Mayer. His 4th foul in the night, team's 5th for the half.
A lot of offensive fouls being called tonight. Travel there.
Logan Myers going to call for the travel. Wildcats. General's ball. Wildcats looking to pick him up after half court. No press called.
Might be trying to eliminate the possibility of a fast break there. Brower turning on his ball handling skills there, getting 2 points and a foul called on him as well.
Grant Brower putting in that shot, getting 1 shot from the line. Coming in his game, Brower shooting. 65.1% from the free throw line. Shot is good. Now only a 6-point game with just under 2.5 minutes left here in the 4th quarter. Generals with the press.
Putting on a really good hard press there.
Foul is called on number 23, Carter Brower. Crowd seems very unhappy about that one. It looks like Wildcats shoved him on that one.
Personally, I think that should have been at least an intentional foul, or at least a charge, if not an intentional foul.
Generals now sitting with 16 fouls. Wildcats go up for a no good. Grant Brower there for the rebound. Passing up the court to Thomas Doden. Thomas Doden with the 3, no good. Wildcats with the rebound. Very close game. Definitely a risky shot that Doden took there.
Six-point game, minute 30 to go. It's going to be a tight one.
Wildcats put 2 more points on the scoreboard. 8-point game now with just under a minute and a half left. General's going to need to drop some points to get something going. Carter Brower is going to go for 2, gets fouled on his way up, and will be put at the line. Carter Brower, definitely someone that you can count on during this times like these to put in crucial free throw points, shooting 75% from the free throw line.
Absolutely.
Coming into this game.
Gets that first one in there.
7-point game, just under a minute and a half left. Generals very well in the game. Second shot, no good. Lions there with the rebound. Excuse me, Wildcats there for the rebound. Generals putting in a press. Wildcats break the press. Tight D here by Thomas Doden. Seems to be a push, but no foul called. Thomas Doden fouls to put Wildcats at the line. Zach Van Beek shooting from the free throw line. First shot is good.
Now an 8-point game.
Zach Van Beek only 36% from the free throw line coming into this game.
Minute and 2 seconds remain.
Second shot is also good. 9-point game now. Generals gonna have to get something going right away into this possession. Carter Brower's gonna show that drive right in. Pick up 2 points for the Generals. Generals with a tight press now. Carter Brower is going to pick up a foul there. Putting the Wildcats in line. Shooting is number 13. Jalen Gramstead. Jalen shooting 72.7% from the free throw line. Definitely a shooter Wildcats can count on. First shot, no good. Grant Brower with the rebound.
Gonna push hard down the court. Looks like he's gonna go all the way. He's gonna stop and take a three.
No good. Doden with the foul. Still a 7-point game. 43 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Just like last game, very close game.
All the way to the end.
Number 43, Jackson Meyer will be put at the line for the Wildcats.
Meyer currently shooting 73% from the free throw line. Doesn't show it here though. Misses that first one. General's gonna push the ball on the court hard.
Carter Brower's gonna drive in, go for two, look to pick up a foul, but gets called for a charge. That will be Carter Brower's third foul on the night. Generals with the press.
Lots of controversial calls coming out of the game tonight.
Thomas Doden picking up a foul there, putting the Wildcats to line. Number 13, Jalen Gramstead will be shooting again. Once again, shooting 72.7% for the free throw line.
Now an 8-point game. 34 seconds left. 9-point game, 34 seconds left.
Second shot is good, 9-point game. Here, 30 seconds left. Generals have to shoot. Lane Tangeman goes up for three, and it's good. Now a 6-point game here with 30 seconds left. Generals very well in it. Generals call a timeout here. Trying to get a plan made. Wildcats with the ball. Generals will most likely be putting on a tight press, trying to get a turnover and win this game if they can get 6 more points on the board. Possibly tie up the Lions.
Tension is so high in here, you can see it.
Very fun game to watch. Generals finally getting some shots to drop after not getting many to drop in the first half. First quarter ended 10-16. Generals down by 6. First half ended 24-34. Generals down by 10. Third quarter ended 39-50. Generals down by 11. Now a 6-point game with just under 30 seconds left.
Definitely a tangible victory in sight. The Generals can really play with that intensity that we've been seeing in these last few minutes here.
Generals need to top the intensity that the Wildcats have been showing throughout this whole game. Coming out, great intensity at the beginning of the game. Continue through the game. Generals finally picking up intensity at the end of the game, getting a few shots to drop and getting them back in the game. We'll see if they can show enough to overcome this 6-point loss that they are currently down. Grant Brower fouls after the Wildcats get the ball and fouls there. Gramstead again will be shooting once again. Great shooter from the free throw line. 72.7% from the free throw line coming into this game. Both teams back when leaving. 2 Generals there for the rebound. Gramstead first shot is good. 7-point game now with 26 seconds left. Gramstead's second shot is good, proving himself to be a very reliable shooting for the Wildcats. Generals pushing up the court now. Carter Brower is going to drive in, kick out to Grant Brower. Grant Brower is going to pull for 2. Good. Generals looking to get a press on. Wildcats get the ball, and Grant Brower fouls, picking up his 4th foul. Wildcats will be shooting 2. Grant said, once again, great shooter for the Wildcats. Definitely one you don't want to foul, but had no choice at this point. First shot is good. Now, a 7-point game with 9 seconds left. Second shot is good, and now an 8-point game with 9 seconds left.
Management for 3, no good for the buzzer beater there.
And that will end the game. And wow, what a game. Fun game to watch throughout the whole game.
Absolutely, very intense gameplay from both teams. Generals got the victory at West Lyon by only 5 points. Now the West Lyon Wildcats only beating the Generals on their home court by only 8.
Final score, 56-64. Throughout the game, like we said, Wildcats came out with great intensity, getting many shots to fall, while Generals coming out a little slow, getting not very many shots to fall. Generals starting out in the first half, but picked it up a little bit in the second half. Generals overall throughout the game shot 52% from the 2-point, 39% from 3-point, 46% overall from the field goal, and 69% from the free throw range. West Lyon shooting 58% for the 2-point, 55% for the 3-point range, 57% overall field goal, and 83% from the free throw range. Like I said at the beginning of the game, West Lyon coming in with a record of 3-7, Generals with a record of 7-5.
Ending those records tonight as West Lyon Wildcats 4-7, Cebu Cheatin Generals 7-6.
Both teams, definitely teams that could have took the win, but Wildcats came out fast with great intensity, really proving themselves throughout the whole game, making many of their shots, and Generals just not having the best night for shooting-wise and coming out a little slow. We want to thank you guys for tuning in tonight's stream. We'll catch you guys Tuesday at the home game versus Boynton Hall.
Have a wonderful evening, everyone, and thanks again for tuning in.